The lost voice call at exactly 11:59 p.m. Arun's phone rang. He frowned. The caller ID displayed his phone number. Curious, he answered. For a few seconds, all he heard was heavy breathing. Then a familiar voice, shaky and terrified, whispered, "Don't leave the house. It's already inside." Arun laughed nervously. "Who is this?" "It's you," the voice replied. "Listen to me carefully. You are less than an hour to leave." The call ended. Harun stared at his phone. It had to be someone's ideas of a sick prank. He lived alone in a quiet neighborhood, and nobody knew he had taken a week's leave from work. He locked the phone and walked towards the kitchen to make coffee, convincing himself that he was letting his imagination run wild. As he entered the kitchen, he froze. The back door was slightly open. He distinctly remembered locking it before dinner. A cold breeze drifted into the house. Slowly, he stepped outside and checked the back door. Nothing but silence greeted him. No footprints, no movement. He shut the door, locked it, and returned inside. The lights flickered. His television suddenly switched on by itself. The screen showed only static, but after a few seconds, a shadow figure slowly emerged from the distortion. The figure raised one trembling hand and pointed directly behind Arun. His sword skipped, he spun around. The living room was empty. When he looked back at the television, the figure was gone. Trying to calm himself, Arun blamed an electrical fault. He unplugged the television and grabbed his phone to call the police. No signal, not one bar. Then he heard it, footsteps, slow, deliberate, coming from the floor above. His mouth went dry. He picked up the nearest thing he could use a weapon, a heavy, a heavy iron rod from beside the fireplace, and climbed the stairs. Every step creaked beneath him. The first bedroom was empty, the second was untouched. The third room had its door half open. Inside, muddy footprints covered the wooden floor. They led straight to an old wardrobe. Arun tightened his grip on the rod and flung the wardrobe doors open. It was empty. Relieved, he turned to leave. Then, when he noticed a photograph lying on the floor, it showed him sleeping in his bedroom. He was wearing the same clothes he had changed into only a few hours earlier. Someone had taken the picture that very night. His phone rang again. Its own number. He answered immediately. "You found a photograph?" the voice said. "Who are you?" Arun shouted. "No time. He is enjoying this. Whatever happens, don't look under your bed." The call disconnected. Fear and curiosity battled inside him. Against every instinct, Arun ran into his bedroom. He slowly knelt and looked behind the bed. Nothing. He let out a relieved laugh. Then a pale hand shot out of from the darkness and grabbed his ankle. Arun screamed, kicked wildly, and stumbled backward. When he looked again, there was nothing under the bed. His breathing became uncontrollable. He rushed downstairs. His laptop, which had been switched off, suddenly powered on. A live video appeared on the screen. It showed Arun standing in his own living room from a camera angle hidden somewhere inside the house. Someone was watching him. A message appeared on the screen. "Turn around." He refused. Another message appeared. Too late. The front door slammed shut with a deafening bang. Every window locked at once. The electricity died. Only the faint emergency light above the staircase cast a dull red glow across the house. Then he saw it, a tall shadow, slowly cross the hallway, not running, not hiding, walking calmly, almost confidently. Arun chased it. Every time he reached the corner where it had disappeared, there was nothing there. Finally, the shadow stopped outside the basement door. The basement had been sealed ever since Arun bought the house. The previous owner had warned him never to open it because of structural damage. The door now stood slightly open. He pushed it wider. A long staircase disappeared into darkness. The bottom was a room unlike anything he had ever imagined. Hundreds of photographs covered the walls. Every single one was of him, sleeping, walking, shopping, reading, walking. Some were months old. Some had been taken only hours earlier. The center of the room the center of the room stood a massive cracked mirror. His phone rang one last time. I'm not calling from the future, the voice said quietly. Then who are you? Arun whispered. I am behind the mirror. A loud crack echoed through the basement. The mirror split down the middle. A hidden doorway slowly opened. Out of the darkness stepped another Arun. He looked older by nearly 20 years. His face was scarred, his clothes were stained with dried blood. His eyes held the exhausted expression of someone who had survived countless nightmares. He smiled sadly. I tried to save myself too. The older Harun explained that beneath the house existed an abandoned government experiment designed to test time manipulation. Every failed experiment created another version of the same person. Each version remembered fragments of previous timelines. Only one version could continue to exist. The others were hunted until none remained. The phone calls, Arun whispered, were from people who failed. The older Arun replied, so why want me? Because every version hopes the next one succeeds. Before Arun could ask one question, another voice echoed from somewhere deep in the darkness. Then another, dozens of footsteps began climbing toward them. The older Arun's face filled with terror. Terror, they have found us. Lights exploded overhead. The basement doors slammed shut. From every dark corner, identical faces slowly emerged. Every one of them was Arun, some injured, some smiling, some carrying weapons, some whispering the same chilling words. There can only be one. The